Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news now, Browns fans, buckle up because what's happening in Cleveland right now is nothing short of fascinating. We've got a quarterback situation that's as complex as it is exciting, and it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing storylines heading into this NFL season. If you've been paying attention, you know that the Browns have faced a roller coaster of quarterback challenges over the past couple of years. After all, Deshaun Watson's injury woes have thrown a wrench into their plans, but this year, the team is doing everything possible to find stability under center. And the latest moves and rumors are fueling a lot of speculation among analysts, fans, and insiders alike. So let's dive deep into what's happening, what it could mean for the Browns, and how this might impact their road to the playoffs and beyond. To start, it's impossible to ignore the elephant in the room, Deshaun Watson's health. The Browns invested heavily in Watson, giving him a hefty contract and expecting him to be their franchise quarterback for years to come. But in January, Watson suffered a second Achilles tear within just 3 months. That's a serious blow, not just physically, but emotionally and strategically for the team. It's rare to see a quarterback suffer such setbacks in such a short span, and it raises questions about his recovery timeline and future durability. Cleveland fans, you know how much we've been counting on Watson to lead this team back to greatness. Now, with his injury, the Browns have had to scramble, bringing in veteran quarterbacks to fill the gap and keep the offense afloat. And that's where things get really interesting. After Watson's injury, the Browns didn't just go shopping for a backup, they went all in. They signed veteran Joe Flacco, a seasoned NFL quarterback with a Super Bowl ring and a wealth of experience. Flacco might be considered a bit of a veteran journeyman at this point, but he's a smart player who can stabilize the quarterback room and provide leadership, especially for a team in transition. But Cleveland didn't stop there. They also signed Kenny Pickett, the young quarterback who's been gaining attention in Pittsburgh, and drafted Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders in this year's draft. That's a pretty stacked and diverse quarterback room, and it speaks to the Browns' strategic approach: cover all bases, hedge their bets, and prepare for any scenario. Now, with all these pieces in place, the big question is, who will emerge as the starting quarterback? The general consensus among fans and experts alike is that, after the preseason, one of these four will step into the starting role. And naturally, the name that's generating the most buzz is Shedeur Sanders, the talented fifth-round draft pick out of Colorado. Sanders has been making waves in training camp and preseason games, impressing coaches and fans alike with his arm strength, mobility, and football IQ. If he manages to win the starting job, it would be a remarkable story, an underdog rising from the fifth round to lead the Browns into the season. But here's where things get even more intriguing. NFL trade rumors have started swirling around Sanders. You see, some analysts believe that if Sanders does win the starting job, the Browns might actually consider trading him. That might sound crazy at first, trading your rookie quarterback after just a few preseason games. But when you really think about it, the logic is there. Cleveland's front office is known for being value-obsessed. They're constantly looking for opportunities to maximize assets, and Sanders, if he performs well, could bring a significant return, especially if the team is looking to bolster other areas or make a strategic move to accelerate their competitiveness. Why would the Browns trade Sanders after just a few games? Well, one reason could be the team's current quarterback depth chart. If Sanders wins the job, it's likely that the Browns will see either Gabriel or Pickett as more established options. Both have NFL experience, Gabriel with his collegiate success and some NFL appearances, and Pickett with his start in Pittsburgh. The Browns might decide to keep Sanders as a valuable trade chip, especially if they believe they can get a high draft pick or a proven player in return. It's a classic buy low, sell high scenario. And remember, Cleveland has been very strategic in the past about managing their roster and assets, so this isn't out of the realm of possibility. But let's not forget the big picture here. The Browns are coming off a season where they finished 11-6 and made it to the playoffs. That's a huge achievement for a franchise that has struggled to find consistency at quarterback for years. They're just one or two pieces away from being a true contender, and the front office is clearly working hard to put the right pieces together. So if Sanders proves he can be a starter and show flashes of brilliance, it's entirely plausible that Cleveland might keep him, see how he develops, and build around him in the future. On the other hand, if the team feels that a proven veteran or another seasoned player can help them now, the trade option becomes even more attractive. Now, it's also worth mentioning the veteran presence of Joe Flacco. While he might not be the future of the franchise, his experience and leadership could be invaluable during this transitional phase. Flacco's role might be to mentor young quarterbacks like Sanders and Gabriel, providing stability and guidance. And if the Browns decide to trade Sanders, Flacco could step in as the reliable backup, ensuring that the team isn't left vulnerable should Watson's recovery take longer than expected. All of this adds up to a very interesting offseason storyline, one that has fans on the edge of their seats. Cleveland is in a unique position, possessing a talented roster, a solid foundation, and a quarterback room loaded with potential. The decisions made now will shape the team's direction for years to come. Will they gamble on Sanders and develop him into their franchise quarterback, or will they cash in on his rising stock? Or perhaps, they'll choose a different path altogether, leaning on Flacco's veteran leadership while continuing to evaluate their options. This quarterback puzzle is just one piece of the larger picture. The Browns have also been making moves on the roster, signing key players in free agency, drafting promising talent, and working on their offensive line to give the quarterback room to operate. Their defense remains a strong point, with stars like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward leading the charge. The team's overall philosophy is clear: build a balanced team that can compete at the highest levels, and be ready to capitalize on any opportunity that comes their way. If you look at the broader picture, Cleveland's recent history shows a franchise that's been hungry for success. Since their return to the NFL in 1999, the Browns have faced a lot of ups and downs, but the last couple of seasons have shown signs that they're finally moving in the right direction. The playoff appearance last year was a huge step forward, and expectations are high for this season. Fans are optimistic, and why wouldn't they be? They've seen flashes of brilliance, moments of resilience, and now, a quarterback situation that could be their biggest strength or their biggest gamble. So as we approach the preseason and the start of the regular season, keep an eye on Shedeur Sanders, Dillon Gabriel, Kenny Pickett, and Joe Flacco. Watch how they perform, how the coaches evaluate them, and the subtle moves the front office makes behind the scenes. Because one thing is certain, Cleveland Browns fans, this season promises to be one of the most captivating in recent memory. The quarterback battle is heating up, and the stakes have never been higher. The team's future could hinge on these next few months, and whatever happens, it's going to be a wild ride. In conclusion, the Browns are at a crossroads, and their decisions now will resonate for years to come. Whether they choose to develop Sanders, trade him for future assets, or lean on their veteran leadership, one thing is clear: the team is determined to return to the postseason and compete for that elusive Super Bowl trophy. The AFC North is as competitive as ever, with the Ravens, Bengals, and Steelers all aiming for supremacy, but Cleveland is definitely in the mix, thanks to their strategic moves and the promising talent in their roster. Fans, buckle up, because this is just the beginning of what could be a historic season for the Cleveland Browns. Stay tuned, stay passionate, and keep supporting your team through every twist and turn. Because at the end of the day, the heart of the Browns beats strong, and the journey to glory is always worth the fight.